Hello everyone and welcome to my new video today. In today's video we will build a to-do app in React Native. This application will help listing a list of tasks, switching if this task is urgent or not urgent, and also deleting tasks from our list. We will also be able to add a new task by specifying here the task name, selecting if it's urgent or not, picking a date for a specific task and save it to our list. We will run this application on iOS simulator and Android emulator and see the difference between layout and running different pickers on both application using one code. So let's get started. So to start creating the application, the command in npx create expo app. And don't forget to use the template. I will go with a blank template to get the minimum number minimum code to start this application, and this is to do list app. Waiting a second while npm install downloading all the needed packages. And now the application is ready, so I will open the app here to see it in my Android in my Visual Studio Code. Here is the app here is ready. I could see app.js and node module, all good to start. In today's application I need to use navigation, and in order to use navigation I will install some dependencies to work with navigation stack. And I will also build a model for the tasks that I will work with. So I will add here a folder called model. And within this folder, I will add a file called task.js. And I will create a class task. And within this class, I will add a constructor. And this constructor will be here with ID, task name, or task date, and is urgent. And for this I will update this .id to be this ID, and so on. Here we go. Now the task is ready to be used. I could here export this task. So I could use it everywhere in my application. Now I will go to my app and I will also create another folder for the component for the screens. So screens in here. And basically I have two screens in this application. The first one is to do list screen. .js, and the second one will be add new to do .js. So those are mainly my two screens that I will build, and both of them are components in React Native, so they will have the basic structure of any component similar to this. So I will mainly copy this signature to my two components. And basically here this is going to be add new to do. Let me just give it a small o here, and the second function will be also to do list screen, and I will also include and import this list of the basic components from React. I will definitely use them later. Those both functions will return JSX object as usual from any React Native component. So I will also here return basic, just return a basic view here for both of them. And here we go. And I will also return this view out there like this. That's perfect. Now we got the basic design in this application, 2 screens, and I will use them in app component, but basically I need to build a stack, navigation stack. So how can I add a stack to my application? Let's go to React Native and search here for navigation React Native, and you will get the needed dependencies to install. Basically, because I need to work with navigation, I will install a navigation stack dependency, and I will also install other dependencies as well. For safe area, later on I will come to install it, and this is here for safe area as well. So let's go ahead and copy this line, this command, and install React Native navigation in our application. So I will go to the embedded terminal, and in here I will run this command to install React Native navigation stack. All good. I could scroll down a little bit to see how can I use it, and this is exactly what I need to see. I need to import navigation container and wrap my entire application with navigation container. So copy this code from here and paste it in my app, and I will also copy navigation container as well. I don't need this text, I don't need this view, so I will remove it and add navigation container instead. My entire app will go in between those two navigation containers. I don't need this style anymore, so I can remove it and place it in those two earlier components I created. Perfect. So I will here keep moving in my in this documentation to get how to use navigation stack, and basically I will here copy the code also to import navigation stack from here. So I will import navigation stack, and I will create this navigation stack using create navigation stack navigator function, and I will add it inside my application function, as you can see here. And then I could start using this stack and specifying screens that my application will navigate between. I have something similar to here, so I will use here stack navigator, and I will specify 2 screens I have. So I will copy the code from here, go back to my app and place it in between these containers. So basically I have the first one is to-do list. So this is to-do list, and the component is to-do list screen. After adding it, it's imported in here. And the second screen I have it is add to do, and the component is add new to do, which is also imported in here. That's perfect. I'm not going to add here any title now, but I will specify which one is the main component. So here where I'm already inside the screens, the home screens and so on, we will go we will later on add and use this navigation to navigate between screens. So now here, so each screen I have to specify the name of the screen and the component that work with this screen. So now to make sure that the application is running, I will test it in my Android and iOS simulators. So npx expo start, and npx expo start give me this list of options. I will use iOS I, so this is here the earlier app. Now it should be download the new version. Let me just here close it, and I will run it one more time. Here we go. So the app right now downloaded on my iOS simulator, and this is here to-do list. All good. If I test it on Android, I will also close this application, and I will hit A here, and clicking A, it should open the app for me. Perfect. That's exactly what I need to see. Now I'm ready to move on to start building the first screen, which is to-do list screen. In this screen, I need to see a list. And in order to work with list in React Native, there is a famous flat list to be used in our app. So I will use here flat list, And this flat list has two main important variables. If you take a look, or props, if you take a look here, I could see that it needs data, and this is a list of the data that we will use in this list. And there is also render item that return a JSX object for each element in this data. I don't have data, I don't have any list yet, so let's go ahead and create the list first. And in order to create this list, I will add here a variable. I will call it here, this is here list of to-do, list of tasks, and this is usually it is a list of tasks basically, and this is here list of tasks, which is the object I created earlier in my model. And because I had a task, it's imported in here. So the first task will be, let's say, ID 1, and I will here specify this is to be task 1, and date, I will also here go with I will go with a new date, which is a date object, and I will convert it to string. I could here say to data string. There we go, because I need it as a string basically. And the last one is urgent. I would say here false. This is the first task in this list. Let me add another one. So I will here add another task. But as you know, we are going to change those tasks later on, and delete some of them, change the urgency to be true or false. So those tasks should not be constant. I need to update the UI every time anything happened, adding a new task, deleting a task, or updating task. Because of that, this should not be a normal list. It should be a state list. If you don't know what the meaning of state, watch my other video for state and set state hook. I will add the link in the description below. So this should be here a list. So I will use here list and set list, and this is going to be from useState, and useState hook will come from React, and originally the list is this list that I created. So the initial value will be this list, and I don't need my other list. Here we go. That's nice. And this is the list that state that will re-render my screen every time any update happened to this list. Now I can use this list in my flat list data, and this is going to be here list. Perfect. So in render item, in order to here we have to return a JSX to represent how each item in this list looks like. So here it will be it is here returning list item. And by the way, list item is not one task. You have to be careful to this point. And here the return should be a view that will represent this list item. So this list item has one, let me just here add it in a text. And in here, within this text, if I show you here that this is here list item, it contains item, and this item is one task from my model, and I could here use title, urgent, or date. I will use title, and in this way I'm returning a JSX that representing that each item in this flat list, each row in this flat list will be a text, one text from this list. If I save this and check my simulator, I should see here task 1 and task 2, and same thing on the emulator. Perfect. And I could here make it a little bit simple by extracting only the item instead of a list item. So I can add it inside extracted like item and use it right away in my list, and I should see the exact same output as before. I could here also display another text for date, and this should give me for each one of them task and date. We will definitely design this in a way that return a nice full row for each task in our list. Because of that, the best practice is not to add this JSX in here, but instead extract it outside here to another function here, kind of let's say here var row view, and this row view will be a function that take that task and return JSX for that one. I will basically return this for now section, and here we go. So this is basically represent the two texts that I have them for now, and this is here row view. I will use it in here in my render item function. There we go, and I could pass here this item as a parameter to it. If I save, I should also item does not exist, and the reason here is that I am passing it as a task, and I should use it here as task in my function. Here we go, I got the same output as before. So I will style this view a little bit by adding here another style, and I could use here this style. So I will say here view style, and basically background is white. No, I'm not going to use them as a center. This is where I need to add some border around this. So I will add here border color to be black, and I will also add some border width to be 3. If I save, now it's not implemented yet, so I will apply it to here to this style. I got view style, and I should see those borders in here. Perfect. I will also add some padding here a little bit to move the element a little bit away from the edge. Nice. Good. Now beside those I need a switch. So those two texts should be in one view with the flex direction column, and this switch should be beside them in here. So that means I need to wrap those two texts in another view like this, and this view, the top one, I will give it a different style, and I will call that style style dot, I don't have it yet, but I will add it row view. Do you know what, let's give it here cell view or cell style, and I will make sure that I have here a cell style for that. So basically here the flex direction will be row, because by default it's column, and because this is row, now adding anything in this view will be in a row direction. So I will add a switch, and in order to work with the switch we should import it in here. Here we go, it is there. So adding this switch right now, if I save, I should see the switch the same beside those two texts, and here we go, I find it in here, but the border is actually a stop or end for the text only. So I will make sure that those borders and padding will go to the cell view for me. Okay, I will add them in here. Okay, so I will remove them and add them to the cell view. So in this way, the borders stretch to cover the cell as well, which is exactly what I need to see. Background color to be white. This is also apply to my this is later on we will change it to be red and green, so I will here remove it, make sure that everything is nice here. Beside this switch I will add an icon with a clickable icon. So I will use touchable opacity. So touchable opacity is another React Native component that make everything clickable. So touchable opacity should be imported. Here we go. And within this touchable opacity, I will use icon. I can use icon from React Native, but I would like to use different icon from material icons, React Native vectors icons. So in order to use this npm package, provide this this package so I could use it. I will install it first of all in my app. So I will go here, install it. After installation, I can use it by importing material icons in my application where I need to use it. I will go ahead and do that, and I will import it in here, and I could here start using this as I want. In my touchable opacity right now, I need to add this material icon. I could here use delete, and here I have color with size. Sorry, it's not inside, it should be here, my bad. There we go. So as you could see here, I have the icon inside touchable opacity, and I could see it here with the red icon, red delete icon. It is red color. I will here remove color, make it default color. I believe it's going to be better, which is nice. Yeah, here is the delete button, the black delete button. That works best for me. I will later, maybe I could add a little of extra size here to make it bigger. Perfect. So now the basic design is done. I will right now change the background color for those tasks to be red or green based on the urgency of the task. And in order to do that, I will work here in this view. So cell view, starting for this cell view will be depend on the task urgent boolean value. I will do that in a second. So to do that, let's update this cell view here to reflect the background color. Currently, if this cell view here with background color is red, it will be red for all tasks regardless of the urgency. So I will go ahead to here, duplicate this, and I will create this as a red cell view, and I will copy it to have a green cell view here, and I will here change it to green, and I will add a conditional styles for my view. So here this style will be based on condition. So if this task that is urgent is true, I will use a red cell view. Other than that, I will use a styles dot green cell view. And if I save, this is the expected result. Perfect. Now I will turn on and off the switch based on the value. That means here the value of this switch will come from task dot is urgent, and saving this, I got the expected output. I can see here in my Android emulator that the delete button is not to the center, so I can update that in here. If I scroll down, I can change if I have a view to wrap. Okay, I can here do it for everyone. Let me just double check if I can make sure that this is here flex row. I will go with justify content to work with center, and I will also try align item to be center, and this is kind of what I want to see. And yes, this is working here for the task, for the red one. I will as you can see here, the delete button is not aligned nicely with the switch, and I can update that if I add one extra flex property to those views style. If you want to have more details about the flex properties, you could watch my other video. It's already on the channel, and I will add the link to it down in the description. I will add here a line item, and I will make sure it is center. And this is for red view. As you can see, red view is now aligned nicely. The delete button is beside this the switch, and I will do that as well for the other cell, which is perfect as I want. To do the update based on this switch turn on, I will add here one extra props for switch, which is on value change, and I will add here the logic. But the best practice here is to not add the logic in here, but instead add it as a function outside. So I will go ahead and create here a constant function, which is update task. And this update task is a function that will take the ID of the task and do the job for updating this task. So I will here pass this ID as a parameter in here, and I will pass here task.id. Nice. Now after that, for this task, all what I have to do is to go through this list. If I found the ID, I will update the task, adding the new task to a new list, and then set the list to the new list that I will create. So I will here create new list, go and use map function that will take task as input, and check here if task.id is strictly equal to the parameter, the ID parameter, this one. So here I'm taking one item from the list at a time. Check that. If this is true, I will create a new task by copying everything from the existing task, which is here task.id and task.title and task.date. So I'm copying exact same thing, but the only update is the update that I have it for this task. So I will reflect the opposite previous one. So task dot is urgent, and I will use it here. I will switch it to a different, the opposite value. If this is equal, that means I found the object that I'm searching for. Other than that, I will add the task to my new list. So this is what I'm doing right now. Let me put this here. So what I'm doing right now, I am mapping each item from the list into a new task by copying every element from the old task to the new one. If I found the object that's updated, the only thing here that I should make sure that it's going to update the Boolean value to be the opposite one. Other than that, if this is not the value that I'm searching for, I will add the task from the list to the new list. So here I'm creating a new list. What I need to do with this new list is I will here I will call set list value, the set list function. I'm passing new list as parameter to it. This will render the UI one more time, making sure that if there is any update to one task will be reflected to the outside or to the UI. And that mean here, if this function called correctly, I can here turn it on and off perfect fine as expected. And this is also should work on Android. That's perfectly fine. And now I am able to turn on and off the task as I want. Now let's go ahead and finish deleting. I will do delete in the same way. So I will copy here this function. I will call it here delete task. We don't have to map this time. I will do a different logic just in a second, but let me call this delete function in its place here when the user click on the delete icon. So here I will call the function delete task, passing task.id as a parameter to it. And let's now come back to the logic. To delete one task after the click, we will here also call set list, and this time I will use filter function, so previous list, and I will here go to list.filter, and in here I will filter those tasks. So I need only tasks that their ID not equal to the ID that we have it as a parameter to this function. So in here I'm updating this list based on that. So I will here go ahead, I can do it with previous list like this, and if I refresh and update, I can here test, and perfectly fine, it is working as expected. And I could also delete those tasks. That's nice. Definitely if I rebuild, they will come back to the original values because I don't have any persistent storage right now. All nice. So let's now try to add an alert. So the user should get an alert before deleting the task. Now let's add the alert question here before start deleting. So alert.alert, and I will here pass the title. Let's say here delete task, and for the message it's going to be are you sure you want to delete this task? And after that I need to add list of alert action. I do have 2 of them because I need 2 actions here, yes or no. And for the first one I will say here text is let's say okay, and on press, and I will provide here the functionality for that. And I will add also style, and this is going to be one of the 3. This is destructive because this is okay deleting. So I will copy the alert button and paste it in here for the second one, and this is going to be cancel. And the style here is cancel as well. And for deleting, the logic will be here if there's a click on OK button. So I will here paste it in here, and after the list I will make sure that my alert is cancelable by specifying the value here to be true. And now this alert will help me here by asking the user if they want to delete the task or not. If this is okay, the task will be deleted. If this is cancel, the task will be there. And same thing for Android. I will refresh my Android and make sure that it's working as well. But this is here exactly what we need to see for this alert, displaying the alert when the user click on this delete button. So our next step right now is to add floating action button, navigate to another screen to add the task to our list. So let's go ahead and do that. Time to add a floating action button to this screen. So I went to Google, wrote here floating action button React Native, and the first one npm package. I could see the floating action button here example that they have it. I need the basic one, so I will go ahead and copy this line to install floating action button in my app. I will open another terminal to do so, and here we go. I can here write a clear. So I could write the command install the floating action button, done. And I could also copy some usage. I will here import add the import statement in here. And I need I don't basically need any action. Those actions represent those actions that the floating action button could provide. In my case I need the basic one, so I'm not going to copy any actions, but I will add it in here as it. So I will copy this to my code and I will add it below my flat list. So this flat list, and I will add it just below the flat list. And basically here I got on press, and here I got here a console. I don't need those actions, so I will remove this. In my case I don't need on press item because I don't have many items or actions. I need on press main because I need to press main functions or main button only. And basically I need here to navigate when the user click on this button. So I need to navigate, so I will use navigate. I already have it as a parameter here. I don't have it as a parameter. I will bring it here all the way to this screen because I already earlier created in my app in here, so it's already passed by default as parameter to all screens in this navigation stack. So I could here use this navigate function here of this navigation. So navigation.navigate, and I need to navigate to another screen, and I should be careful to copy the exact name from here and paste it as a screen that I need to navigate to. That's exactly what I need to happen. Let's see if our floating action button is visible now. My emulator is here, and I could see the floating action button. Nice. Navigate of undefined. Navigate is here. Okay, so I will double check this error, why I got navigate not working. Oh, sorry, I wrote it navigate. It should be navigation here, so this is my fault. And this is the parameter I will extract here. Did I wrote it navigate? Oh, it's navigation. This is my bad. I will save and double check my app, and now I could see the app move to the other screen. This floating action button, as you could see, come on top of the two items in my flat list, and the reason behind that is that the view that wrapped the flat list is actually wrapping the element of the flat list. That's why I have to extend this view with the flex to be 1, so it will cover the all available space and not wrapping its content. So I will go ahead. So here I have a view style with the flex 1. This is exactly what I need here to assign to be here style.view style. And if I save here, I should got the button moved down there, because this now the view is covering the full screen. Now navigating to the second screen, I could here see that when we come back, the button's still active, and I have to click into some space to come back to the white background, and I don't need this effect. So I could here change in my floating action button. I could give it here background, show background, and I will keep the value to be false. And if this is here, if I navigate and come back, I don't see the gray background. Beautiful. Next step we need it right now is to create the UI for add a new task, and this user interface need a text input, a switch, and date picker, and a button to save. And because we can use ChatGPT, I will go ahead and use ChatGPT to help me with generating this code. So for here in ChatGPT, I will go ahead, log in, and use ChatGPT to generate this code for me. So generate React Native, generate a code for React Native screen, contains a text input, a switch, date picker, and a button, a save button, to collect a new task info from the user, and hit enter. This should in a second give me the needed code. I will copy this code from here, and by the way, I need date picker to be imported. So I will ChatGPT give me the code to import this date picker, which is nice. And then here's the code. So I will start by importing date picker into my app. So here in the terminal, I will import a date picker component. After that, I should be able to copy the code and use it. I have to be careful to copy the code correctly. I copy the entire code and I go to my screen here, and I see the function is add new to do. I will keep my code as is. I will remove this style sheet, and I could here see the code that come with the function called so those are the import statement. I will here replace, I will remove my older import, and the name here I will make sure that this is my name, the name of the app, that the screen that I have. That's nice. Add a new to do screen right now is ready, and I could see here text input with enter task title, and we are here getting the value from this task and save it in a state variable. Perfect. Is important or is urgent for the switch, which is nice. So here I have switch is important on value change update, that is the value of that state variable. And then here touchable opacity, show the date picker. Nice. After that I will collect the date picker as a string in this variable here, and I will this is here the condition to display date picker or remove it, because when we finish from the date picker we don't need to see the calendar anymore. And there is save button. Now save button has a handle save function, which also in here create a new task and cancel that. For me, I should be careful because my new task should follow the task that I have, which is here with ID title is urgent. So I will create here the task. So task here equal title. Let's go ahead and create our own task. So I will update the handle save function in my new component. So whenever I got the information, the user click on save, I will create here a new task, and this is going to be a new task that has a date. I need ID, and I could use this date as an ID because it's unique, and this is a string value. I know that because down there when they are updating this date, they are updating it with a local string date, and this is also done here inside this on change date function, set date to be this updated value. The second one here will be title. The third one will be the date for that task, and is important added in here. Now I can navigate back when the user finished. So I will get here navigation, and I will use it to navigate. I will use it to go back when we're done. So this is here navigation dot go back, and navigation dot I can use so I will here use navigation dot go back to come back to the main list, and this is definitely should be sent back in some way. We will look at that in a second. By the way, I have to import task here, and I will here import it from my model folder. So this is going to be from this model folder. I have it in there. Okay, so if I save right now, I should see this one here. I could go back. I will go ahead, add here, fix the door, and this is here. If I click, I will here see the picker. I could pick one date and save task. As you could see, we are back now to the list. Nothing updated now, but we get the needed collected the needed data. Now we will send this task back to our list and refresh the list. So let's do that. Before go to the moving this to a new to the before go and send this new task back, I will fix here a little bit, because this date is actually not a good one, not a good value for the ID. So I will create here a new ID. So var ID. So I will use here date dot now function, and I will convert it to string after that. And this is going to give me a unique ID for my tasks. And by the way, also for the other date, I will convert it here to string, so to local date string as well. So this update is important for correct rendering. Next step right now is to send this object back. In order to send it via navigation, I will pass it as another via this route via params, and I will here add an extra object for my navigate function. This is a parameter. I will send it all the way. My parameter this time is on save, which is a function that will receive the new task and will update the existing list using set list function. So this update will make sure that we will take the previous list and try to update it by copying all elements from the previous list and then adding the new task to this list. So this update will make sure that I will refresh my flat list every time there is a new task come from my add to do screen. So this is done in this side. The other side, I will here beside this navigation, I will also get the route, and I will here extract the parameter from this route. So here I will extract on save from this route, and I will use here route.params for that. This step here help me to use this on save every time I would like to save the object when it's ready. So I will call here on save and pass this new task as a parameter. Nice. Let's test this now, and if I come back, I will here refresh my screen because I earlier have this. So I will open a new, I will rebuild. Now I should actually see an empty list because earlier I removed the list from the existing task from my list, which is nice. Now I see here adding a new one. Let's say here fix the door, and this is urgent, and let's make it as early as possible. Save, and here we go. I got fix the door in my list. That's nice. I will try here to add one more. Let's say here get some milk, and this is not urgent. I can do it, let's say next week, that, or maybe whatever, and save. That's exactly what I need to see in this case. But there is here one missing part, because if I try to click save task without entering anything, it will actually work and save an empty task, which should not happen. So I will add an alert in this case. So this alert will be in here. So whenever we are saving a new task, before directly go to create the new task and navigate back, we can here double check the task, the title only, at least the title. So if this title not equal an empty string, go ahead and do this job. Other than that, I could display here an alert. So I'll go here with alert, and I will here display some message. And by the way, I have to import this alert in my list in here from your React Native list, and I will display here a message, say you have to enter the title, the task title. Okay, something like this. Save, and let's try. And you're trying to go save, you have to enter the task title. Perfect. Now they are stopping me from doing any incorrect task 3, and that's nice. If there is no picker selection, it will select the date, today's picker, today's date. This video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share the video with your friends. Like, hit the bell button, and stay tuned for the coming videos.